Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about linear functions and how to graph these. This video is intended for those who are brand new to graphing, or even those who have seen it before but just need an extra reminder. So let's get started. Things to remember: we have our dependent variable. This represents the output value of our function. We normally call this our y value. On the other hand, we have our independent variable. This is going to be representing the input value of our function and is commonly known as the x value. And today we'll be using the equation of every straight line in the form y is equal to k times x plus m. I'm aware there's different variations of this equation. However, this is the one we'll use today. Let's look to the top right. On the left, we have items going into a machine, and on the right, they come out. I like to think of them as our x values on the left. Recall these are the input value of our function. This is what we're putting into the machine. And in this case, our machine is going to be called our equation. Y equals kx plus m. So normally we're given an equation. This would be our machine. So x values are going into the machine. We're replacing this x value for the x, and what comes out is, well, the answer. These will be our y values. After calculating, we get a y value. So keep this in mind as we're moving along. The machine, x values coming in, y values coming in. Let's keep going. Setting up the table. Setting up the table is rather easy. We need to set up a t-chart, and our columns will be x and y. We choose x and y, well, because we're dealing with values along our x and y axes. And since x is going to represent the independent variable, we can choose these values. We normally like to choose values that are easy to calculate. For example, x is 0. When x is 0, we need to substitute it into our equation. Well, let's look at the analogy of the machine. If y is equal to 2 times x, when x is 0, going into the machine and coming out, well, when we multiply 2 times 0, our answer we get is 0. So the output value of our function is 0. X is 0, y is 0. Let's use one more example. 1 is an easy number to calculate. So when x is 1, we need to do, what is 2 times 1? Because our equation is y equals 2 times x. And the answer we end up getting is, so when x is 1, y is equal to 2. This equation, y equals 2x. Okay, let's keep going. So we have our table of values. Let me just fill it in. We have 0, 0, and 1, 2. Now our challenge now is to place these values into coordinates. And remember, coordinates can be written as ordered pairs where x comes before y. They're called ordered pairs because, well, they follow a specific order. And in the alphabet, x comes before y. So we place x or y in the. This part is rather easy. We've done all the hard work. We see that x is 0 and y is 0, so we can write the coordinate 0, 0. Same goes for the next one. We have x is 1, y is 2. Recall that we write our x value first and our y value. X and y. Now the fun part. We turn to our graph. I'm just going to write up our coordinates so we don't forget. We've done all the hard work. We just need to place coordinates on the graph. We start with 0, 0. Start with the first value. X is 0. So we look along the x-axis for the value of 0. Well, we can know that it's somewhere here in the middle. And our y value is also 0. So that means we're neither going up the y-axis or down the y-axis. So we end up staying right here. We call this point or this coordinate the origin. And the origin is basically where the x and y axes meet, where they cross each other. Let's look at the next point. We have 1, 2. Good way to start is when you start in the origin, you need to go to the first value. X is 1. That means we're going to go to the right 1. And the next value is 2. This represents the y value, so we're going to go up 2. And we place our coordinate at, and call that 1, 2. And we're almost done. At this point, I'd like you to grab your rulers, line up your ruler so that you can cross through all the points that you've drawn on your graph, and you connect the dots, something like that. Hope your line looks a bit better than mine. However, notice I put arrows at the ends of my lines. This just shows that the line continues on and on and on, which can be helpful for us when we're trying to find information from the graph. So at this point, get your pencils out, write this down in your pages. It says graph the function y is equal to 2x minus 1. For those who are beginners, try to do this with the process that we had just done in the video, setting up a table of values and graphing. However, if you're ready for a challenge, try to graph this without a table of values. Good luck, everybody. So let's recap what we did today. The first step, we set up table values. We set up a t-chart. In one column we have x, in the other we have y. We choose values of x because, well, those are the independent variable. And we calculate values of y because they depend on the value of x. We write these values as coordinates or as ordered pairs where x comes before y. We're going to put those coordinates on the graph. Then we're going to connect the dots with our rulers and place arrows at the end of the lines. That's all you need to know. There's some extra information below. Take a look at that. We will discover this more in the next video. That's it for today. I hope this video was helpful. And if you found it exciting to learn, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if this video helped you out, don't forget to like. Thanks, everybody.